Oh, we're about ready to get started. Okay, everybody ready?
Yep.
Welcome everybody to Lagg Weekly, a show for geeks, gamers, and entertainment lovers alike. I am one of your hosts, Mike Chalice, and around the table, you'll notice some familiar faces. Directly to my left, we have the man with the beard, Matt Bird.
How's it going?
Who will soon be returning to us permanently. Thank fucking God.
Right?
Thank fucking God. And directly to my right, we
Thanks
have...
be to California.
Yes. Directly to my right, we have the Plaid Paladin, Josh Quigley.
Here I am.
We have a great show planned for you this week. Obviously, you noticed that I named this and I've tweeted it out, something a little bit different. For fans of our previous podcast, we were doing the Lag Spike podcast. This is sort of the evolution of it. It's going to be called Lag Weekly. We are still going to be coming to you every single week on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/gaminglag. At 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We're running a little bit late as we are using some different equipment, and hopefully it makes it a little bit easier, a little bit better for us to do all that stuff.
By some different equipment, he means we are using none of the same equipment.
Yes.
Not
one piece.
The table is the same.
The table is the same. I have the same phone. I haven't done anything with that. But it's all going to be different. We are going to be talking about more than just video games. We are going to be talking about movies, TV, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to try and keep it with news that we actually give a shit about. So no more of this, I guess we'll call it cutting the fat, if you will. No more of this random CEO leaves this company for said company. Doesn't really matter. I kind of felt that it was a little disingenuous when we just kind of listed off some pieces of news and then just kind of moved on without saying anything because none of us gave a crap. So yeah, hopefully you like the new format. Give us some feedback with the disclaimer that if you just send us a bunch of bullshit and mean stuff, we just delete it, so it doesn't really matter. But if you don't like the way the show is, and you have some great suggestions on how to improve it and things like that, send it our way. We'll be happy to help you out with that. Now, housekeeping, so let's get to that first, and this will be the longest intro we ever have. From now on, it'll just be right to housekeeping. I just wanted to explain all that stuff. First, our YouTube channel. Obviously, if you're watching this live right now, you are probably subscribed. If you're not, though, please subscribe. Please share it to your friends. Let them know that we have a show every Monday night that's talking about video games. We are regular gamers talking about everyday problems that we have or everyday news that we actually care about, as opposed to some of the major video game websites which have lots of inside tracks to things and stuff like that. So we get the games as you do, and we have the same issues and gripes that you do. Release schedule for the show will be a little bit different. Obviously, the last few weeks we've been trying to figure out exactly what we were going to be doing. So this will be live every single Monday. We will do the show live with our pre-show of us talking about a bunch of bullshit and being boring, with our after show after the fact, and later on in the week that show will be edited to remove those two things and edit it in the segments and things of that nature. So it'll be a more condensed show later, and I will pull the audio from that, and we will be putting that onto SoundCloud, which will proliferate to every other device out there and every other app out there, as Josh slowly tries to turn his phone to silent because he didn't realize it was on. So that way you can get it audio-wise, and that way we can get that way you can get it just an audio version as well. And this was actually something I didn't mention to you guys, but I'm sure you'll agree with me anyway.
I won't.
Yeah, you will. I will be shutting down the Patreon for a time. The reason for that is because anybody who's been supporting us, and we really, really appreciate the help. We hope you come back when we restart it. But you were paying for a website, you were paying for all this other stuff, and that stuff is going to cease because we can't be paying for a website that 4 people go to a month. Things like that. This will just be a YouTube channel now. So in about 25 weeks is what I'm thinking, because that's about how long it took us to get our feet underneath us the last time we started a show. We will probably restart it with a brand new Patreon page, and hopefully you guys return, and we really, really appreciate all the help that you've given us. So expect that to be down tonight. And that's all I have for housekeeping notes. It won't be that long, I promise.
You say that's all I have as if it was a very short list.
I know, it's not.
It's all I had.
It's a long list, but I had to get that out. This is basically episode 1, brand new, of Lag Weekly. So let's get to it with our first segment, obviously named for obvious reasons, the Lag Spike.
Obviously, for obviousness.
So, obviously, we call this a Lag Spike because we're talking about anime. No, I'm just kidding. We're talking about video games, interesting stories in gaming. No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Anybody have any interesting stories?
I promise you, fam, we will drop that.
Anything going on in video games. I want interesting story, funny stories, trolling stories, whatever. What do you got for me this week, guys?
Matt, you can go first, my friend.
All right, so after countless weeks of trying and having to get a lot of LFGs going and everything, I do have my moments of triumph. Year 2 completed.
Yay!
Congrats!
Matt. Now you can help me.
We'll see. We'll see. No, I will. Don't worry.
I can be the real selfish prick and be like, now you gotta help me. Nothing done.
Pretty
no,
much.
you have most
I have the
of it
PvP done, I guess. Yeah.
done. You have most of it done.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
And you can't say I haven't helped you. I was up
I
till,
didn't say that.
We were up till 4 o'clock the other night playing with some random guys trying to finish hard mode and get them their challenge mode since they were helping us get your guys' hard mode.
Both at once is challenging.
No.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
We're not doing that.
Anything else, Matt? You got your moments of triumph? What else did you get? Tell them.
What?
Tell them that you bought it.
I bought the t-shirt.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. I knew. See, I'm not gonna buy the T-shirt, but I just want to know.
I didn't
that
even
I
know
can
about-
buy the T-shirt.
I didn't even know about this, but I think that's really funny that it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars if you don't have it, but if you have it, it's like $24.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just funny.
Actually-
Bungie's always good about that stuff.
I may buy the T-shirt.
It's
Yeah.
it's $30. I got my gamer tag put on it.
Yeah, I
course
bought.
you did.
I just bought a
I may need
T-shirt.
to borrow your credit card.
I just bought a T-shirt. It's coming in the mail. It's that Vita Island T-shirt, and I am so fucking excited to get it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that it for you? Matt?
No, I guess it would just be a shout out to all the people on LFG, but way too many people to name. And with that, the Destiny community and PvPs, they've been becoming a lot of pricks lately, with a lot of people looking at lag switching and DDoSing, but the PvE community and everyone trying to help with the moments of triumph has definitely been refreshing, to say the least. So.
Yeah, especially with the switch that PvP has taken. The fact that PvE seems to be going more, like it's almost like they've completely gone off in either direction. Because we talked about this last week, but during Iron Banner, you could hardly get into a match without at least one leg switcher in there. Like, it was brutal last Iron Banner.
Nothing makes me happier though than knowing that you guys have finished Moments of Triumph, because they were obviously quite a bit harder than the Year 1 ones, and that you did it with LFG people, because that Destiny community, regardless if I'm playing or not, I will say is one of the best communities out there. So that's awesome.
So an entertaining story. We were doing a raid, and I took an extreme amount of damage just randomly once, and had no idea what it was. And it wasn't gradual damage. It was instant damage when you're doing a part. It's a segment where people get pulled into this bubble, and this guy with a big sword comes and tries to kill you, and some people are outside the bubble. Well, what I noticed happened to one of my teammates, and he started cursing about his damage being massive, and he got the little exclamation point by his name, meaning he almost died when it happened.
Yeah.
Was the sword from the guy who was in the other realm somehow came up out of the floor, right around the same time that they were saying he's coming in, because he's on the outside, and then he comes in to smash down on you guys.
Of course.
So right around when he did that, the sword actually came up out of the floor outside of the bubble and hit the guy in the feet. And almost killed him. And I'm like, I know what happened. Mystery sword.
Yeah.
Shark fin killed me.
Yes. So just the tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip. The whole blade kills you, just the tip to get you close.
Yeah, get you close. That what you got for this week?
That's what I got.
That's what you got?
Moral to the story, just the tip gets you close.
Just the tip gets you close. So I have some interesting stuff to talk about, because none of you guys know this. The only person who may know, because I have seen him online on that specific thing, is Sam, but I don't think he ever pays enough attention. I have a massive confession to make. World of Warcraft is fucking awesome again.
That's why we haven't seen you. Okay.
So
It all makes sense.
the big update came out,
Mike's
and
not
it
dead.
changed everything about the game and made it so good. And that's what I've been playing the last couple weeks when I could. Now, in fairness, the last week I haven't actually been playing that. I've been actually doing family things, swam in a waterfall this weekend, stuff like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But they made a lot of massive improvements. The improvements coming with the next expansion, which I already had bought, by the way, a long time ago. I even told Matt that I had paid for it, but I wasn't sure that if I was going to play it or not. But This patch changes for people who used to play World of Warcraft as an example. They changed all the melee animations, which used to be really like they were 10 years old. So literally, if you were hitting somebody with a melee weapon, you were just literally doing this. Now, like you jump, you do backflips, anyway, it looks a lot better. The sound has all been redesigned. It feels like a very heavy attack when you're hitting with your really powerful abilities. They also did a complete fucking rework to all the classes. So if you're playing a warrior, there's 3 classes for warrior. Every one of those classes feel different. They added the Diablo vanity system, so it allows you to customize your armor to look the way you want it regardless. They're bringing back a whole bunch of stuff in Legion, and it's really, really good again. And yeah, so I'll be playing that, and am still really enjoying it. God, I can't even tell you, like, and I know I've said this with previous expansions before, but my God, like this, they really spent a lot of time on the core issues with the game, which was the classes need to feel unique, not just every rogue needs to feel like a rogue. Now they all feel complete. The rogue got completely redesigned. He fucking uses guns and shit now, which is kind of like, there's one where he pulls out like pistols and stuff, and I'm like, what? When did he get pistols? Anyway,
Warcraft movie.
yeah, well, there were pistols always in the game, but hunters always use them, right? But now rogues pull them out to like stun people with them and stuff. And anyway, really, really excited for all the changes that they made. Really excited to keep playing it, and obviously got back in touch with my old guild because they're all amazing people, and they've never been one to just be like, well, he doesn't play anymore, I'm not talking to him. But yeah, been really, really fun playing that. I have played Overwatch a decent amount too. I'm actually rank 55, which I think is pretty good. But yeah. But that's my deep dark secret that I've not told anybody. So
I can see why.
yeah. Anyway, really, really good. The changes that they're making in the next coming expansion is going to make every Diablo player be like, I think I want to try WoW. Because they literally took every good part about Diablo 3 and said, we're going to put that in WoW.
Running ahead, the Drew is going to log on to... Why does this keep timing up? Something about a Scarlet Monastery and a warrior.
Scarlet Monastery and a warrior, and finish Scarlet Monastery. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can carry you through that because whenever you buy Legion, you actually get a level 100 boost, which is another thing they fucking changed because it means, like I said, Sam had the problem before when he tried to play with me and Jordan. He logged in, spent 5 hours getting to level 19, and was like, man, it's going to take me forever. I'm not playing this anymore. Now you start with your friends. That's enough about that, though. Let's get into some news.
All right.
As promised, only news that we actually care about, and first is actually always disappointing. Disney Infinity servers shutting down at the end of September.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel as somebody who actually has the game and you talked about enjoying playing it with your kids and stuff like that?
Yeah, the reality is for what I do with Leah, it's not going to affect us in any way.
Okay.
So
what does this affect? I'm not familiar with Disney Infinity. Then.
What it is so it's kind of cool, but we only do it every once in a while. So in the toy box you can create kind of your own playgrounds, and it's kind of the sky's the limit. You can make anything, you can do almost anything as long as you can buy the toys, and there's an upgrade process and stuff like that for getting them. But then you can build these really cool worlds where you can set like objectives to go do, and so it's almost you can have any style of game you want with any characters you want.
Okay.
And then if you're really, really proud of one, you can upload it to the community, and then other people can download it. The game makers make some, just regular players make some. And the main part that we're gonna be losing is the ability to access that. So what they're saying to do is if there's any that you really, really like, download them now, because you can download them and keep them offline.
Oh, okay.
So download the worlds you really like now. It just sucks because there are some really, really, really amazingly inventive and imaginative worlds that people have come up with out there that are, even for me playing, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of fun. Move over, Leah.
Yeah.
I bought Thor for me to play. Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, this is part of a bigger picture. Disney's not making their own games anymore. They're not funding their own studios. Unfortunately, that means a lot of people lose their jobs and stuff, but for the better of gamers, that typically means that we're probably going to get better video games because they're going to be licensing it out to people who know how to make video games.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But Disney Infinity has a lot of people that really, really liked it, and it just sucks when any servers are shut down. Generally,
It's one of those games that I'm thankful that it's kind of run its course because
Yep.
I really didn't want to have to buy another one, but because it's got the stupid individual figures, kids love that.
Yep.
Like Skylanders should probably take a hint at this point. They've run their course. But Leah had fun with it, but I'm glad that not glad because obviously it sucks when people lose their jobs, but I'm not that sorry to not see a new Disney Infinity come out.
Yeah. I mean, how long do you go with it, right? 3.0, and then you go to 4.0, and you add a couple other licenses or something. I don't know. It's just hard. But I'm sure Lego Dimensions is probably loving the fact that they're out of the picture now because...
Well, there's a Finding Dory level. You might like that.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. Yeah. The movie was okay. Although, I think me and my wife are going to write about a better ending that should have happened. But, yeah. Moving on, if Xbox Live accounts are not logged into often enough, you will lose your gamer tag.
Now, what's often enough?
I imagine you have to log in once every... I imagine it's a long period of time, but I don't actually know. But probably like 6 months or something. If you don't log in, it's gone. Would be my guess. Yeah.
Just seems extreme is all.
It does because they haven't done it ever before. I know they want to open up cooler names for people and stuff when people are looking for it, but most people have like really unique gamer tags. Like who's gonna have Chalicist? Nobody.
Yeah, because you already have it.
Well, yeah, but I'm not logging onto it, so ever. My Xbox hasn't turned on in a long time. And now I have a PC and they're talking about Sea of Thieves being cross-play, so I'm probably not going to play it on Xbox. I'm going to play it on my PC.
I'm
with you guys, of course.
My gamer tag because I have no clue what's going on. I can't actually log on.
Yeah.
Mind you guys will be happy with that.
Yeah, because it's annoying as shit.
It's leak speed. Because everything I tried the same one that I had on PlayStation. I tried Man W the Beard, Man with the Beard. I tried like 10 different ones, and I was like, screw it. Put in things, and then it made it for me based off what I put in.
I think this sucks for people like us more than anything. People who don't always log into their Xbox because they're not playing Xbox games. They have an Xbox specifically for the few exclusives that come out every year. People who play Xbox every day, doesn't fucking matter. But for us, like I said, my Xbox has not been turned on in... it's not even hooked up right now.
I even paid for all the Fallout DLCs, and I haven't played. One of the reasons is because I don't want to drag two consoles back and forth. But,
yeah, of course.
Also, one I heard Drew says you're an asshole. He just got laid off from Disney Infinity last week.
Well,
sucks, but nobody wants to lose their job. I can tell you that last year on March 28th, I felt the exact same way.
Yeah, he's an asshole that way, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Doesn't really have any...
One time.
One time you fire all your friends, and that's it. Moving on, Batman, the Telltale game series will be the first Telltale game that has multiplayer. Matt, why don't you go into that a little bit?
It's not multiplayer per se, except for while you're playing, it's going to create a URL where you can get people to help you choose your decisions, which is going to be really good for Twitch streamers, YouTube streamers, and things like that. It's kind of interesting. I think once they do Walking Dead Season 3, that would be a really good one to have it on, because some of the decisions you're making in the game, you're just like, I don't know, but I like this person, but I like this person more.
Somebody decide!
Somebody pick for me. So it's going to be interesting to see how it actually plays out. I am picking up episode 1 tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, yeah.
Episode 1 tomorrow, so.
Yep.
We'll see. I'm also a little bit concerned on how fast they're going to push this game out because the disc is coming out in September. So.
It's kind of weird that it's offset, but I guess this is when the game's actually done. Once it's done processing and manufacturing, we can get that disc out to you in September. But the disc, that's going to have the whole game though, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm confused at why episode 1 is coming out tomorrow.
So are they going to have like one a week or something? That's okay. That's actually bigger news than I thought. Then if they
haven't actually said how the release schedule is going to work, or if we get to play episode 1 early by buying it digitally, and then the same date that it comes out on disc, we'll get the rest of it.
Yeah. That would be nice if they actually released it one every week or something like that. That would actually be
well, it would make the episodic game not such a
Well, because most people, I can tell you that um, most people when they do that kind of stuff, it's I'm gonna wait for the whole fucking thing because I'm not gonna play one 3 hour episode and then 2 months later play a second episode because then by then you want to play through the first one again.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense.
So one good thing is that with all their games though is that at the beginning of the episode they list out these were all the decisions you made plus based off your decisions that you made the previous time they show a little clip reel of what you did.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, I remember doing that in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And the other thing about digitally, Telltale's the only one that does it, where you do get it for cheaper if you pre-order it.
Okay.
As a season pass versus one episode at a time or the disc when it comes out. So.
Right on. Pokemon Go news. I know you guys are tired of hearing about it. I'm going to keep this pretty quick. Niantic. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because Niantic is doing the trademark awful developer thing and not keeping anybody informed of to what's going on. So they released an update which has caused major rage to pretty much everybody. They removed the tracking feature altogether, but not only did they do that, the one way people were making the game fun was using third-party websites or apps that allowed them to track where the Pokemon were. So, okay, yes, it kind of sucks that you can't do it with the app, but at least you can go and try and find some Pokemon with these apps. But they have now ordered cease and desist orders to stop all of these.
So they really don't want tracking.
And their tracking isn't working either. The assumption is that they're working on a fix for it, and in order to do that, they need to remove the tracking. But they're actually offering refunds to anybody who asks right now for refunds because they realize that
depending on when you made your
purchase, because it is pissing everybody off. And the rumors and stuff, I was really having fun with this. It was a really cool activity for me and my wife to do, but the actual stuff that they're talking about coming down the pipeline and things like that, it's probably going to make me stop playing. I haven't spent any money on it or anything like that, but I think I'm probably going to be done. If they do what they say, like the rumor is that you can only get your current legendary bird Pokemon of the team that you're on, and then you have to trade with other people to get the other ones. And anyway, not doing anything great. No communication from Niantic Labs. Big problem. In fact, the head of Niantic Labs had his Twitter account hacked in retribution for all the shit that's going on, which isn't very nice, by the way. You should never do that.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, so it looks like this, what could have been probably the most popular mobile game of all time, is being very quickly driven into the ground like a plane crashing and on fire. And as I promised, that's it for Pokemon Go for the whole show. Life is Strange live action adaptation coming.
So I heard the same about Pokemon Go.
Yeah. Matt, are you excited about this? You're the Life is Strange fan here.
Definitely very excited about the live action. I'm interested to see because it is a decision-based game. I'm interested to see what decisions they're actually going to make through this digital series, TV episodic type thing that they're doing. They haven't actually said for sure if it's going to be an online, if it's going to be like Powers, if it's going to be a YouTube, because I know in the States YouTube there's some web series that are being developed for them. Mm-hmm. But it has a great story. It had good gameplay for one of the ones that I know you don't like this type of game, but it's not the walk over here to do this and then you're walking on the other side to do this and then you go to the next section. It's actually very linear in how it made you do those. But
that's better.
But no, it's interesting to see how that's going to all play out. I know where it is kind of choice driven, it's going to be very much like when any of the choice based games where, well, that's not how I did it, now I don't want to watch this. There is a little bit of concern over that, but I think it's going to be done really well, and anyone that didn't like the game should definitely watch the show when it comes out.
Those people that are going to get mad, well, that's not how I did it and stuff. It's an adaptation. They're taking the characters, they're taking the universe, they're making a show. There's not going to be choices. You're not going to be in the movie theater and go press A for this, press B for this, although that would be cool, and the largest vote would win. But
they could actually do that.
I know because they have apps.
As a web series, they
definitely could. But they're not going to. It's going to be an adaptation because that'd be way too expensive to do for a franchise like this.
Square Enix one.
Yeah, but speaking of live action adaptation, let's move on to our TV and movie section, the Lagg reel. I'm going to start this. Because speaking of Life is Strange, you want to know something that you should be fucking watching right now? Which obviously this goes to the TV side of things. Stranger Things.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of good things about
Fucking
that.
watch it. It's so good.
I was actually going to tell you to talk about Stranger Things because last week people were asking.
Oh my god, it's so good. Me and my wife binge watched that in one day. Like I said, I saw the trailer for this. It looks pretty good. Can we try and watch this? I think it'd be something that you like. The trailer kind of looked like a Super 8 ET vibe. I kind of like it. So watched the first episode, and me and my wife looked at each other, and we just did. And then episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. There was some lunch in there at some point. Episode 5, episode 6. And we did eat and drink and stuff like that. But great show, 8 episodes, worth every minute of it. Some amazing moments in that show that just, like, literally I'm sitting on the couch and it just went, that was fucking awesome. And just great. And I hope they continue making awesome programming like that. Stranger Things. Watch it. Do it now.
Netflix has been producing some ridiculously good shows.
Yeah.
I know some of them you guys didn't have an interest in, like Marco Polo. I recently watched Marco Polo season 2, which was very, very well done.
Yeah.
They did a Vikings-based one called Last Kingdom, which I was kind of hard on because I just finished watching Vikings, so it's not as good as Vikings, but still a pretty good show. Obviously the Daredevil series, like Netflix has been putting out some quality TV.
Yeah, even their comedies too. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Master of None, and a lot of people don't like Aziz Ansari, but I really find him quite hilarious. So I've been watching his show. There's a weird yet kind of good Will Arnett show with Flaked.
Never heard of it.
Brand new, just came out last week. So Netflix is definitely got the original programming down. Maybe not so much one of them that we'll talk about a little bit later, but
yeah.
Hey, maybe.
Stranger Things. Really good. Before I move on from that, I also went to see Secret Life of Pets while I was off. Really good, actually. Thought it was awesome. Bunny is very crazy. Like Joker like crazy. And
is that the Kevin Hart one?
Yes.
Okay. See, I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan, so it's
no, I'm telling you, you won't even.
away.
I didn't even know it was Kevin Hart when I was watching it, so it's not even. It's. I really liked it. Not as good as Zootopia, but better in some ways, I guess. But I don't know. Really, really cool. All the dogs have like amazingly different personalities that mesh together really well. Not to spoil too much, but there's like a hawk that's just like trying not to eat everybody that is his friends and stuff because he really wants friends, but he really wants to eat everybody. So you just see him just randomly in clips that don't even matter, and he's just got his claw about to grab a guinea pig or whatever, and then he's like, but he's not even in the shot. Like he's just in the background going. Anyway, really, really great. I wanted to go see Star Trek though. I didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
Anybody else watch anything?
We might have to make that happen.
Yeah, we might have to make that happen. Anybody else watch anything?
I haven't really watched any movies. It's been a lot of TV shows that I've been watching. The other Netflix original that Sam told us all to watch last week, I started watching that, Between.
Oh, yeah.
About 4 episodes into that. I can see where it's going. It's definitely going to be a good show. I don't think it's going to be like Stranger Things because I did watch the trailer for that and I really want to watch it all the way through. But I'm also, every time I start watching a show like Between, or if it's like Dominion or any of those, I'm always worried that they're going to cancel it right when it's starting to get good.
Yeah. That's always a concern.
Definitely a big problem in TVs. Have you watched anything?
I've watched some movies that are a little bit older. I finally watched London Has Fallen, which was a decent movie. I enjoyed it. I like Gerard Butler. I like seeing
Big, dumb,
Gerard.
stupid action movie?
Yeah. If you go into it expecting like a good story and stuff like that, no. But if you go into it expecting to see Gerard Butler just kick the ever-loving crap out of people and then be completely flippant about it, yes.
Okay.
You're in for a good movie.
Listen, Olympus Has Fallen was, everybody thought it was going to be stupid. It was fucking good.
He used a baseball bat to crush somebody's throat, and then the president was like, I've never seen somebody strangled before, and Gerard Butler's like, I didn't have a knife. Like, it's just, Like, it's that type of stuff that when you're watching, you're like, yes, that's amusing. I watched Deliver Us from Evil, which was an amusing movie. I like those kind of supernatural based.
Oh man, me too. I'm all in on those.
Movies. This one was about a New York cop.
That's Eric Bana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like Eric Bana, so.
Yeah.
And then I watched a bunch of. Yeah, we don't talk about that. He didn't act in it. That was his doppelganger.
Okay.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And then I watched a few subtitled movies, Fist of Legend or Rise of the Legend or something like that. Just a
I think
couple.
it's Fist of Legends with Donnie Yen.
No, I watched Fist of Legends a while ago.
Oh, okay.
This one I didn't recognize any of the actors. It's fully subtitled. It was pretty good.
Donnie Yen's the man.
Donnie, the Ip Man trilogy.
Yeah, that's
is so good.
I'm excited he's in Rogue One.
Yeah. I do kind of agree with them that they could have stopped at Ip Man 2. Ip Man 3 didn't have to happen.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
It was a good movie, but like they had to fight.
Nothing is better than the original. So.
Yeah. Well, Donnie Yen had to get argued with to do another one after Ip Man 2 because his thought process was after the first two, really, what are we going to do to top this? We're pretty much done,
Ip
guys.
Man takes what everybody loves about anime and puts it into live action in the best way possible. It's literally dumb, like, I think you're the best. Everybody says you're the best. I want to fight you. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And he wins every time. Like, spoiler alert, kind of good at martial arts.
And it's just a little amusing parts of where he's thanking them for being so easy.
Oh, yeah. And he's just like, you must have been drinking or something.
Yeah. Or one of his students asked him on the roof, can you fight? What would you do if you had to fight 10 men? And he's like, I would run.
Yeah.
And then he gets to a part where he fights like 15 men. He goes in and fights the 10 Japanese. And the guy's like, so you can fight 10 men. He's like,
yeah. I can when people piss me off.
Yeah.
Don't kill his friends.
Yeah, don't kill Donnie Yen's friends.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get into the little bit of news that was in the movie and a little bit of TV news, I guess. Keep in mind, this is only stuff that we care about. Again, it will be every week, and there's not going to be a whole lot of TV stuff. We just want to talk about the TV shows we're watching. If I didn't mention it before, Stranger Things. And I think I'm going to make this a recurring thing every week. If you've never watched Friends, watch Friends. Best show, probably one of the best shows ever made.
It's such a good show.
Me and my wife are talking about this. There is not one episode that is not great. There's none. There's none.
I may argue that, but
there's none. There's none that at least have one moment that you're like, oh, fuck, I remember that.
Yeah.
Nothing is better.
True.
I would love to rank them with you sometime because the number one episode of all time is the one with Massapequa, because with Stephen God, what's his goddamn name? Alec Baldwin's guest appearance in that. Anyway, enough about Friends.
Good show, though.
Yes, great show. Watch it. I'm going to say that every week. Vulture is the villain in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
No, we did kind of know that, but it was officially confirmed this week.
With a badass new poster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Please do Spider-Man good again. Oh, God. He's like one of the best heroes in the entire, in both spectrums. Like, he really is, I think.
No.
Yeah. But he is a good one. I'll allow
that. He's a great hero because he's the everyday geek kid that becomes something better, and he's got that great story. He's not like Bruce Wayne, who's rich and has a bunch of gizmos, and he's not like Iron Man or anything like that, or Captain America is a super soldier and stuff like that. He's a geek kid, accidentally bit by a spider, decides to do something good with it. That's why he's relatable to a lot of people. Plus, he's in our age bracket and stuff, actually younger than me now, because I'm going to be 30 this year.
It's okay.
It's going to be the first time they actually do it around the right age too, where they are actually doing the young Spider-Man first. So
Yeah.
Instead of trying to pretend it's the young Spider-Man first.
Yeah. Marvel drops the part 2 of Infinity Wars. It's now only going to be one movie.
Oh, thank fucking God.
Right?
I thought about this so many times. I was like, okay, wait a minute. How are they going to do Infinity Wars Part 1 and Part 2 when there's like 10 Marvel movies between Avenger movies? So you're going to have Infinity Wars and Thanos is going to be like, all right, time out. I need to go regroup because you guys are winning. You guys got to do each another movie and I'll be back.
Yeah.
That
You guys have some crap going on. I saw this guy pulling up over here. He obviously wants to do something. Cap, you should go take care of that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I do, however, think that most of the Marvel movies, like Thor Ragnarok and things like all of them going forward, even after Infinity Wars, I think they're going to be. You're not going to get an Iron Man 4, and if you do, it's going to have a lot of other heroes in it now. Because you saw that with Civil War, it's starting, right? Like, every movie's an Avenger movie now. Because you need to.
Thor Ragnarok, there's only the two.
But they still incorporated Hulk into it, so...
Yeah, but in the comic book story arc, he was also in the Ragnarok story arc. He actually went to Asgard with Thor. They were going to try to do something to help him control his rage, and so that he can... There's mysticism to try to get him to be able to control it, and for them to be able to actually talk to him when he's the Hulk.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to do that in the Ragnarok movie, but...
Anyway, you can sort of see where this is going. DC's trying to play catch up with everything too by making the second Superman movie Batman v Superman. Then the next movie is going to be like Justice League, and there's like a million different mashups.
Oh, that's the one thing I didn't put there. It looks actually kind of awesome, and it hurts me to say it. And I don't know if it's just a tease or what it is, but they dressed Matt Damon up as the Green Arrow.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. It's like... This hurts a lot, and I can't believe I'm saying it. Shh, it's okay. He looks like a more badass Green Arrow than Steve Amell.
Dude, it's Matt Damon. Matt Damon is like the fucking man. He survived Mars. He blew up the Halo ring. Like, it's all fine. And speaking of Matt Damon, you want to know an interesting cameo that he did in a movie that I didn't realize? Do you remember the movie Euro Trip?
Yeah.
You know the song Scotty Doesn't Know from that movie?
He's the lead singer.
He's the lead singer of that band. I didn't know that.
How did you not know that?
I don't know. I never noticed.
Oh.
Also, great movie.
Also, great song.
Yeah.
We were watching some top tens this weekend, me and my wife, and it was part of it or whatever. Anyway, because it was a ripped off song from something in the past. Anyway, we now move on to our Trailer Trash Award, which we'll be doing every single week. We are going to give a movie a award for having an absolutely god awful trailer. And if I can just go really quickly to our winner this week. Keep in mind this is based off iTunes movie trailers website. We're not fucking doing IMDb because they have 8 different trailers for everything that they release, and there's just way too many to watch. So our winner this week for worst trailer of all time is Maximum Ride. Quality name for a movie if I ever saw one. This in no way is judging how good the movie is going to be, by the way.
Because Matt's probably going to see the movie.
Yeah, Matt already said he's probably going to see the movie.
The trailer's bad, though.
Trailer's awful, but this is the synopsis for the movie. Based on the phenomenal best-selling book series by acclaimed author James Patterson, Maximum Ride is the extraordinary journey of 6 DNA-enhanced young orphans with the ability to fly with random angel wings. I added that. On a mission to rescue the youngest of their flock, I guess they're a flock because they have wings, while discovering the diabolical scientific secrets of how they came to exist. Their leader is Max, wise beyond her years, who must summon all of her courage and acumen to outmaneuver the brutal half-human, half-wolf creations known as erasers, confront her own inner demons, and ultimately face a stunning betrayal.
So,
that has quality
James
written
Patterson
all.
is an amazing author.
Yeah.
The one thing that concerns me is they've never... No, that's a lie. Kiss the Girls was good. Never mind.
If you've ever seen a trailer for... What do they call this class of novel? Teen... Basically, if you've ever watched a trailer for Divergent, Maze Runner, Mockingjay... If you've ever watched a trailer for any of those movies, just supplement the concept of people flying around with angel wings into it with the same sort of text hitting the screen with the boom, boom, and you've got this trailer.
It's got all the cliches. It's got superhero landings. It's got, like, staring at the screen, very little talking, like, random wolf guy that is obviously the villain because he's got long black hair and a beard. And just ridiculous. Yeah.
Great trailer.
So congratulations to Maximum Ride, winner of our Trailer Trash Award of the week. Moving on to a little bit of TV news, Luke Cage Netflix series has every episode named after a Gangstar song, which I don't... Matt had to tell me what those were, but... what are they?
They're so good!
the titles of the songs, I was actually going through some of them. They'll kind of work out. But Gangstar is a early, late 90s hip hop, gangster rap.
They are.
Group.
They really are.
And I had to play Mike's song before.
Yeah.
So we could, so.
Appropriately appreciate what's about to happen.
Yeah.
But looking at the titles of the songs,
They'll be, they're going full supernatural on us.
Yeah.
Zero Hill just added. He said that movie sounds maximum for sure. that's about as good as you can say for it. Let's do the wrap up really quick. Our question from the manager this week is: what type of movie would you like to star in? What would it be called? And who would co-star? Zero Hill chimed in a little bit with this. Matt, you have that on your phone.
Just a little bit.
And he's got a great idea for a movie, and I thought this was awesome, so we're going to share that with you as soon as Matt can find it.
Too many things open.
Yes.
Come on, Matt. We're all waiting.
So, Zero Hill wants to star in a drama about the future trial of how No Man's Sky copied Destiny's user interface almost exactly. Clint Eastwood would be Bungie's hitman that tried to strong-arm No Man into not releasing. Zero would play No Man's lawyer. At the end of it, they would lose a case in a nail-biting final court scene with the universe isn't out of order, you're out of order.
It's the best movie ever.
Best movie ever.
Better than any of our answers.
Emmy.
Emmy. Josh, you're going first.
Oscar, not just an Emmy.
Yeah, Oscar.
Well, Oscar,
Josh, you're going first. What movie would you what type of movie would you star in? Start with that.
It's going to be set in a dark Middle Ages setting, but a comedy. So there's going to be action. There's going to be comedy. It's going to be pretty much Zelda. So it's going to be about this princess gets kidnapped by the big villain, played by Nathan Fillion. And taken to his castle. We don't know where it is. The king, who's going to be Liam Neeson, hires me and a band of people, which is going to be Chris Pratt playing a rogue, Russell Crowe playing the grizzled old man who imparts his wisdom upon us, and Bradley Cooper just playing Bradley Cooper.
Yes. I like it. I like
Yep.
where this is going.
There's going to be tons of cameos throughout as we travel to different villages trying to figure out where the princess has been taken.
I'm assuming all comedians.
All comedians.
All comedians.
All of Lonely Island's going to be in a tavern at some point.
Yep.
Singing. Brawl's going to break out. Chris Pratt's going to kill them.
Gotcha.
We don't know why Chris Pratt killed them. He does random things during the movie.
Okay.
And some of them are bloody, some of them are funny. We just accept them.
Okay.
At some point, we're going to lose our weapons, and the merchant from Resident Evil 4 is going to crop up because I haven't let that one go yet. Give us a bunch of really cool weapons. And then when we get to the castle, we're going to find out that the princess who was stolen is actually my wife, Marla. She's somehow convinced Nathan Fillion to just leave, and the servants all now listen to her, so we just walk through the front doors.
Gotcha.
The movie's going to be titled Save the Girl from the Place. That's going to be on the top, and on the bottom it's going to be ... don't break the pottery.
Go ahead.
I think there's some actual legal issues you're going to have to sort through first. But my movie is going to be a romantic comedy. I am going to play a similar person to myself, only a little bit more depressed. Because I've been shunned from most of my family and society because I am a gamer. But I do end up in a certain circumstance where I'm able to have a one-night stand, but can't go through with it because because both me and the female party does not want to go through with it. But we each own a dog, and they end up having the one-night stand, which in turn has the dogs get pregnant, and because of that, we end up spending a lot more time with each other, start to like each other, and actually eventually start dating. Hilarity ensues because I am a gamer and she is not. So the whole movie is based around all these crazy things that keep happening because, one, I'm a gamer and don't really understand how to do anything in society, which is a big problem that I have.
We're going like stereotypical gamer with this.
So I basically don't really understand the concept of showering. And I don't understand the concept of like light. Every time I go outside, it hurts my eyes, things like that. So I have to wear big sunglasses, things like that. All that stuff, and it becomes too much for our relationship, so we end up breaking up. But the dogs end up being very depressed, and because of that, we end up being depressed. So of course, like any romantic comedy, we end up together in the end. But we find out in turn that it is not the dogs who are depressed because they're missing each other, but because they're depressed because we were actually upset because we were letting the love of our life get away. The movie is going to be called Continue, with a question mark on the end, of course. And my other half is going to be starring Anna Kendrick, because she's hilarious, and I think she's perfect for that type of role. Simple as that.
So
What do you got, Matt?
So not an original idea because it hasn't been cast yet, and it still could be a possibility. But I'm going to star in Armada. My
This is going places.
Yeah. Ray, who is the kind of guy that runs the shop and everything, and I'm stealing two of your actors for this.
Why wouldn't you? My cast is perfect.
It is. Ray is going to be played by Nathan Fillion, just because.
Nathan Fillion belongs in everything.
I'm going to play the main character, Zach. Zach's father is going to be played by Liam Neeson. Well, you have to.
Right.
The two friends that help out in the end, now I've not blank on everybody's names. Cruz and DL. I'm going to make Sam upset, but because he's not here, they're going to be played by you guys.
Yeah.
And
I mean, obviously, there's nobody else really.
and Alexis Larkin is going to be played by Grace Moretz, or Grace Chloe Moretz. I don't know what her name is. Just because, why not?
Because reasons, okay? That's why I picked her.
Awesome.
I want to make out with her.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We've assumed those were the reasons.
We just didn't need to say them.
Yeah.
Keep going.
But the reason Armada is because that every video gamer's dream is for video games that are come to life or be taken into a video game, and Ernest Cline is like the ultimate gamer / culture icon for writing novels of things we've all thought about at one reason. So
Gotcha. I'll argue the fact that everybody wants video games come to life when you watch the movie Pixels, but
Pixels never happened.
Never happened.
Really? Because it's on Netflix now.
I will also accept any movie where I'm in an action comedy with Jeff Goldblum playing Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
How did that he not wind up in my movie?
Yeah, no kidding, right? We're going to end our show this week, and we will every week, with a segment called The Problem Is. This is a segment directly inspired from Family Guy's Grind My Gears. It is going to be one of us going on a rant of something that needs to be said or we want to get off our chest. And this week, the problem is No Man's Sky. The problem with No Man's Sky is that every single person on this planet thinks it is going to revolutionize video games. Nobody should ever be thinking that. This is a fucking indie developer who is trying to make an awesome space exploration game that Sony said, hey, this is really fun. Let's pick them up and fund it and make it exclusive for our platform. And ever since that first trailer and the first everything, everybody seems to think it's going to be, oh my god, we can build these armadas with our friends and we can all group up and have these huge space fights and stuff. Guys, it's a team of like 9 people. 30 people. But still, a fucking Assassin's Creed game has like 1,000. That's building one city. They're building a galaxy. There's somebody out on the internet who paid almost $1,000 for a leaked copy of the game, put out footage, and he's already at the center of the galaxy. It took him about 30 hours to beat the fucking game. It's an indie game. Give me a fucking break. 30 hours for a AAA game right now is good.
Yeah.
Temper your expectations is all I'm saying, because if we expect so much from such a small developer trying to do something great, we end up with so much overhype, and then you play the game and you're done. Like, you think it's crap, blah, blah, blah. This isn't Blizzard making a video game. This isn't World of Warcraft. This isn't fucking, what's the space one? Oh my god, what am I? EVE Online. This isn't EVE Online, people. This is a this is a single player game where you're exploring the galaxy, trying to find stuff, and it's everybody's dream to be able to fly in your own spaceship and stuff. Temper your fucking expectations. Stop being such jerks to people. Stop buying leaked copies of games and then getting upset when somebody asks you not to show the footage. Are you kidding me? You paid almost $1,000 for a $60 game. You're a fucking idiot. It's 2 weeks away. What the hell are you doing? Anyway.
Right.
Temper your expectations. That's the message from this rant, because it doesn't make any sense to be thinking that it's going to be the Star Wars we all want. It's
Yeah.
a fucking indie developer.
The other crappy part to that for the indie developers, they're pouring so much into it,
Yeah.
and people are expecting, like, has such high expectations that when it isn't met, and they start crapping all over the game, like I'm willing to bet they put out a quality product for the $60 that they're asking for,
I bet you
and
they
it
are.
won't be the game's fault that they get crapped on.
Mhm.
Like, it won't be their product's fault. It'll be this false sense of expectation that people have set up, and they're feeling like garbage for their product, and in reality, they did
Yeah.
a great job, and they should feel like they did a great job, but I'm scared that somebody's going to turn around and give them such crap about it that they're just going to have that mentality of, well, screw it. This clearly isn't worth the effort.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's as simple as that. So yeah, the message is temper your expectations for No Man's Sky. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be exactly what I want. What do I want? A single-player space exploration game that has the off chance that somebody is going to see stuff that I discovered and maybe like comment on it or something like that. Not to me directly, just and see it and be like, that's a really funny name for a planet. Oh, that species does look like that. That's a good name for it. Things like that. But it's a space survival game where you're trying to get to the center of the universe, guys. It's not Star Wars the video game. Everything.
They're trying to get to Josh?
Everything the video game. It's not everything the video game. In my head, that's how it works. And that is the whole show. So we're going to do some plugs and get out of here. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we are at GamingLag2Gs and Lagg. If you want to follow us individually, I am at Chalicist. Matt is
At Man W the Beard.
and Josh is.
At the Plaid Paladin.
Sam is at Mr. Gloom and Doom. We will have him next time we're on. We are going to take next week off because Matt is returning to us, thank God, permanently after next week. So hopefully he will be here pretty much every week, which we're looking
Well,
forward
you're
to.
going to live here again, aren't you?
Well, yeah, he's going to live here, but he might end up having to work. Who knows?
New schedule.
Yeah, exactly. That being said, go to the YouTube channel. Obviously, if you're watching live, thank you. And remember the schedule later on this week. We'll edit this video. It will be shorter. We won't have the after show. For anybody watching live, we are going to hang out after for a little while, talk to you guys and stuff like that. And keep an eye on our Twitter because we are starting a new iTunes podcast feed. We are going to use that, and it's going to be on every device. We're going to use SoundCloud. It's going to proliferate to everything that you use, so you can use whatever you want. And that has been Lag Weekly. That's Gaming Lag out.